Yo, it's Bader. Hey YouTube, it's day 3 in my card room, and we're still making progress, but I'm not ready to show as of yet. But instead, I just wanted to take a little bit of time, talk about my set building, and kind of the way that I have gone about it. And this is not a video to say like, this is how you should do it. This is a video to say, like, this is just how I've done it. So I'll go over the different ways. The first one is the least enjoyable, but it might be the way to go in some circumstances, and I've definitely done it. One is just buy the set. Just go out and buy it. If you run into an opportunity, you go, ooh, that's a no-brainer deal. I'm like, buy the set. I've personally done that on a couple sets where I'm not a huge fan of the set, and it just happened to be work out because I thought it was a really good deal or a good opportunity. First ones that I've done examples, I was at a softball tournament, and I went to a card show on a break, and I found that this card shop had a whole 69 set. And I went through and I looked and I go, those look pretty darn good. And I just thought, I'm like, man, this will take me a long time to build. It's not my favorite set. And I think it's going to cost me more than $1,000. So we did a $1,000 straight deal. I'll show you a couple cards I got, just two, because these are two of my favorites out of there. One is the first solo card of Johnny Bench. I just think that's a really awesome card. I took that one out and sent it off to SGC. And the other one is the Nolan Ryan. I just think that's also a very, very cool card. Now, some people have asked, while we're on it, showing you a couple graded cards, hey, I don't know if I want to take a slabbed card and do I break it out and put it in the set, or should I not grade my cards, or what? For me, what I do is I just make, if I have a really good copy, this is whether I'm set building or just bought a set, if I got a copy that I really like, I might want to put it in a display case. I might want to do a YouTube video and show it. I want to handle it. Then I have zero problem not having it in my binder. But I don't like empty spaces in the binder. So what I'll do is either get a really poor copy of the card and put it in there, or, and I like this option better, make a photocopy. Just copy the card, photocopy it, cut it out, and slide it in there, and then you know you have it. And if you want it to look really nice, you can go to Staples or whatever, and do a really nice image on both sides, cut it out. You could even shrink it down, put it in there. It's beautiful. It's a great way to go. So you can just buy the set straight out. I also did that in my late 70s sets. I came to an opportunity where I had a card buddy where I'd done some deals with, and he goes like, hey, I just bought some guy's collection. He's got the 76 through the 80 set, and he gave me a sweetheart deal, and they're in great shape. I'm like, I can't pass that up. So I was 70, 80% done with those sets already, but I'm like, yeah, let's do that thing. So you can go that route. It's not as enjoyable because you're not building it. You just have it. It's not, I went and bought a house. It's like, no, I built this thing brick by brick, and there's something about that. The second option is starter sets. And this is kind of a compromise into like built it my own, as opposed to like I got a contractor who did a bunch of stuff and then I just did all the final touches. But it's a really good way of doing it. Get a starter set. I would say for what I did was, depending on the set and how much I liked it, sometimes that would dictate the quality of the set that I would look for. So for example, I'm not a huge set of the 68 tops. I'm not a huge fan of the 72 or the 75 tops. With those, I'd be almost happy getting them done with. But sets like the 56 tops, absolutely love it. 54 set, I love it. There's some things about the 57 that I love. So I went and I got a big starter set of 57, and I spent a little bit more, and it's in higher grade for me. So that'd be like, a lot of them I'd say are like excellent condition. Maybe a couple even some near mint. So I was super happy with that. But what I have found, and keep this in mind, is since I have a nicer 57 set, whenever I get a new card, I'm pickier. And so I end up spending more to do that because the set's already nice. Now, the other way you can go is to go like, I don't really care about grade too much. I just want to fill the set. And that's what I've done with the 52. Not because I don't love the 52 set, but because the 52 set would be freaking expensive trying to do that in EX or even VG Plus. So I looked at that and I just thought about monetary value of how much I want to invest and how much I enjoy the set. Because for me, if I had that whole set in like, poor condition or good condition, and then I had it in very good condition with some excellent. If you look at the cost difference between those two, the enjoyment, fulfillment that I get by having it a grade or two higher is nowhere going to match the importance of the money that I'm going to miss out and not do other stuff with. So for me, I bought probably 65% of this set. And I would say a lot of them are, I would call a lot of them in poor to good condition, right? And I love this set. I still love going through it. There's a little bit of creases. There's a little bit of other stuff. The nice thing about that too is as I get cards, I don't have to hold myself to a standard that keeps the set consistent. It's a fun way to go. I mean, if you build a 52 set, minus the high numbers, I'm not touching that stuff. But if you build, like, you accomplish something. Like, you build something, it's cool, and it's like they're old, and it's a good way to go. So other than starter sets, I would call them focus sets. A starter set, I think you have to be like 50% of the set or more to do a starter set. But you can get targeted sets. I did this with 59 and 61 a lot, where I would look for lots of like 100 cards, 150 cards, and I did that building the sets. The downsides, you're going to end up with a lot of duplication until I started getting closer. And then I would get focus slots that are a lot smaller, but what I would try to do is pick out little sets that have many different cards that I already don't have to minimize duplication. When you get too far along on your set, your ability to do that and continue to cost effectively complete the set just starts to erode. You end up having to do specific targeting where it starts being more like one card at a time. So that's the part of the hobby that is the most rewarding when you get a card, is when you're almost done. It's also the least cost effective, because I guarantee you're going to pay a little bit more unless you are very patient and very good at that. But even then, you're going to pay more because you're going to be paying for either, you know, shipping fees or there's going to be some associated costs because you're not able to consolidate and do multiple cards. The other option that I skipped over, and I really like this, there's two. One is I'd call it just mixed lots. So if you're building lots of sets and you know what, you want to do that long term, before you invest in binders and all that stuff, just keep picking up lots that have cards off over different years. And just keep taking those in and building them. You can put them in a box, get them in order. And once you get to the point where you're like, yeah, I'm at about a starter set level, which is at least half the set, go ahead and get the pages, get the binder, you know, put them in there, and then start doing it that way. Like, that's what I did. That worked really, really well. And then the other one, and this is the most cost-effective way, but the least efficient way, and I have a lot of fun with this, but I think a lot of people might not. You ever go to a card show? If you're a vintage guy, you go to a card show, and you'll have a lot of these modern people, and they're buying collections, and they'll end up with a stack of modern or vintage, and it seems like they just don't know what to do with it. I think that's my favorite people to run into, because it'll be some weird hodgepodge, no stars, nothing really big. This will be an example. I'm going to get up behind the camera here to show this. This would be a good example. So, like, here's some 69s. It was like a 68 Fleer. What was that? 59, 61, 71, 67s. Just a kind of hodgepodge, maybe some postcards, deckled edge, 80s cards, you know, stuff like that. They're not going to be able to sell those. Like very, very little. They're not going to be able to move them. People aren't looking for those things specifically, and they don't go together, so nobody's going to go, oh, I've been working on my 69 set. Here's a big stack. It's like, oh, there's only 2 in there. So sometimes they just want to get rid of that stuff. I mean, so you get like a stack of this for like $2 or something, and if you are able to find those semi-regularly and just kind of gobble them up that way, but you keep organizing them and just letting it build, eventually you've got something substantial to work with. And if you're able to, like, you know, do a cost analysis of that, you go, I got those for like 4 cents a card, 5 cents a card. Like, that's where it would be great. It just takes a really, really long time. So I like that strategy a ton, this opportunistic one. The other one, and I don't even know if this includes, but I'm like, I try to actively do it as a strategy. Here's an example. I bought a 59 Mantle down in Vegas at Front Row Card Show. It was like a year or two ago. And when we're there, I was targeting a car. I go, that looks pretty good. We ended up getting close to a deal. And he's like, I would take X. And I'm like, okay. And I go, well, and he had a box over here and it had just commons from the late 50s, 60s. And I think they were 50 cents or a dollar. It'd be like 5 for $1 or something. I'm like, hey, will you know, throw in 8 commons? And he's like, okay. Like when you can do that, when you can just like, hey, get a little bit more for the main deal that you're doing, and just keep mine on the peripheral that I'm building sets and that I'm building towards something, that is a really, really good way to go. Because for me, I'm not only a set collector. Like this is, I'm a crazy Kirby Puckett collector. I love targeting that. I like specific players and Hall of Famers. I do that. I love old Washington Senators stuff. I love all of that. I just love the 50s, early 60s tops because I feel it's like muscle cars or something. It's like, hey, when were the coolest cars made? You're like, dude, late 60s, man. Late 60s was an era of just the coolest, sexiest cars. And it doesn't mean there wasn't cool cars before that. It doesn't mean there wasn't cool cars after that. I'm just like, that period for me, I think is the greatest time. And that's what Topps did through this era. These are the best baseball cards like ever made as a whole. If you just said, hey, there's, you know, only, let's say 1,000 of these in existence and 1,000 Gaudis and 1,000 T206s, which are also all-time great cards. As soon as you go, hey, let's just compare a card to a card, I mean, I'll take a 56 over like anything that's ever been made. So I don't get pushed back on that one. But it's just a great era to collect in. So anyway, I totally lost my thought of where I started getting geeked out about those cards. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you, YouTube. Anyway, that's how I set collect. All right, Vader out.